This is part 2 of your rock, paper, scissors. So I've just opened up where I had off, and just to review, I have 4 variables: computer choice, computer score, my choice, and my score, rock, paper, and scissors. Each sprite has 2 costumes, a rock and a selected rock, and paper and selected paper. I have computer, which has the selected rock, the selected paper, and the selected scissors. And then my score, which is 0 through 5, and computer score, which is the same thing. All right, so now I want to go ahead and we have these variables, but I don't want to see the variables. So I'm just going to right-click and hide all of these variables. And come on. I don't know why this one doesn't want to hide. There we go, hide. All right. So let's go ahead and start coding. And we're going to start coding on rock. And I'm going to give rock the, we're going to assign a number to rock, paper, and scissors. So rock is going to be 1, paper is going to be 2, and scissors is going to be 3. So we're going to start this, and when the green flag is clicked, I want to make sure that my costume rock is selected, not selected rock. So I'm going to switch costume to rock. And when the sprite is clicked, I want to set my choice to 1 because we're assigning the number 1 to the rock. So I'm going to go to Data, Set My Choice, so set my choice to 1 because we're selecting rock. Once we've clicked on it, and it says that my choice is 1, we want to show our new selected rock costume and broadcast that we have made our choice. So I'm going to go to Events and click Broadcast, and I need to add a new message. So I'm clicking that drop-down arrow and New Message, and I'm going to call it Choice Made. So I'm going to broadcast Choice Made. And then when we reset everything, I just want to make sure that our costume is rock again. So I'm going to create a new message that says, when I receive new message reset, we switch costume back to rock. Switch costume to rock. So this is all the code that we need for our rock. So let's go ahead and see how it works. I'm going to click on the rock, and it go ahead and makes that. So just 1 moment. Okay, so I click the rock, it turned to selected rock, and if I click the green flag, it'll go back. Okay, all right, now this is the same, very similar to the code we want for paper and scissors. So since I'm super duper lazy, I'm going to drop this code on paper and scissors. So there's that one, and it is dropped and dropped. I do need to make a couple of changes. For instance, for paper, it doesn't correspond with 1, it's going to be number 2. And obviously our sprites need to change from paper and selected paper. So that one's done. Let's look in scissors. I did not get them all on the scissors. Okay. Okay. So scissors, scissors, and my choice for scissors is going to be 3, and selected scissors. All right, so this is all the coding we need for rock, paper, and scissors. Okay. So let's go ahead and move to our computer score, or my score, or whatever. Just pick one of the scores. I'm going to do my score. All right, when the green flag is clicked, we want the scores to be 0. So we're going to set score, set my score to 0. And we want to make sure that we have the 0 costume showing. So I'm going to switch costume to and make sure it says 0 glow. Yours might say 0 pixel or whatever your 0 costume is. So like mine are 0 glow, 1 glow, 2 glow, etc. So I want to start at 0 glow. And when I receive score change, which is a new message we need to make. So score change or change score. We're going to call it change score. So when we receive a broadcast called change score, we want to switch our costume. And this is where it gets tricky because we want to, if our score changes, we want to do whatever the next number is. So like if it goes up to 2 points, we want 2 glow, 3 points, 3 glow. So we're going to have to use an operator. And we want to choose the join. So I'm going to kind of nest this join, and we're going to add my score, and then glow, dash glow. If you did pixels, it would be dash pixels. If you wrote score, it would be dash score. So just hyphen glow. And this is all the coding we need for my score. Computer score is very similar, so I'm just going to drop the code onto computer score and just change a couple of things. So where it says my score, I want it to say computer score. So I'm going to change that to computer score, throw that away, and pick up computer score right there. All right, now's a good time to save it, so I'm going to save it. So we are done coding our rock, our paper, our scissors, my score, and computer score. I've left the best for last, so let's go ahead and code computer. So we only want the computer to show up when it's making its choice. So when the green flag is clicked, we want to hide the sprite. Okay. And we make our choice, and then the computer makes his choice. So if you recall, if you click on the rock, you're going to broadcast choice made. Well, when the computer receives that, then it's going to make its choice. So I'm going to go when I receive choice made. There's a couple of things that we need to do. So the computer is going to, it needs to pick a number. It needs 1, 2, or 3, so it'll choose rock, paper, or scissors. So we're going to set computer choice to pick a number, so to pick a random number from 1 to 3. Okay. Now if the computer chooses 1, so I'm going to click if and then add this equal. So if computer choice equals 1, I want to first show the sprite and switch the costume to selected rock. So if the computer chooses 1, it's going to show this rock, this rock costume. All right, so this is what I need for the rock. I need a duplicate for scissors. So I'm going to just change, or paper, let's do paper. So rock is 1, paper is 2, so I want to do selected paper. And then another one for scissors, which is going to be 3, and selected scissors. Okay, so now the choices have all been made. So if I clicked on this and clicked on paper, it's going to then select my rock, paper, or my scissors. And it'll give me an answer there. But it's not keeping score. So we need to then do a keeping score. And this is where it gets a little bit, not hairy, but it's a little bit complicated. So we want to do an if-else I'm going to go to my controls and find an if else. Now if my choice equals computer choice, that's a tie and nobody gets any points. So I'm going to do an equal operator in there and choose my choice and computer choice. Now if they're equal, I just wanted to say it's a tie. So I'm going to say it's a tie, or just tie is fine. Now the next one is we want to put an if block in there. It's just an if then. And if my choice, or sorry, if my choice equals equals 1, the computer can have two choices. So we already have it covered that if my choice equals 1 and the computer choice equals 1, it's a tie. I'm going to put an if else in there, and there's so many ways to do this. This is just the way I'm choosing to do this today. If my choice equals 1 and the computer choice equals 2, well, I chose rock and the computer chose paper, so that means the computer wins. So I can, if you want to, and it kind of keeps things a little bit more organized, but you can say something like computer wins, or paper covers rock, computer wins. And that will kind of let you know that who wins, and this one is the computer. And we also want to change the computer score. So I'm going to go to change computer score. Since the computer won, I'm going to change the computer score by 1. Now, the other option is the computer can choose 3. So I'm going to, so if it chooses 2, then this happens. The other option is it chooses 3. So if the computer chooses 3, we chose rock, the computer chose scissors, and it would be rock crushes scissors. You win. And then we would change my score. Change my score by 1. All right. So we're going to take an iteration of this statement right here. So there's a bunch. It's like a nested if in an if, or an if else and an if in an if else. We just want to take this if statement and duplicate it and keep it in the original if else, and then just make the changes we need. So on this one, my choice was 1, and the choice is 2, and the computer can choose. So if the computer chooses 1, so I chose paper, the computer chose rock, paper covers rock, but this time you win, and we want to change your score by 1. If the computer does not choose 1, it's going to choose 3. So you chose paper, computer chose scissors, so you'd write scissors, cut paper. Computer wins. And then we would change computer score by 1. I'm going to take one more iteration of this. And my choice is going to be 3. So if I choose 3, which is scissors, and computer chooses 1, it's going to be rock crushes scissors. Computer wins. And then that would give the computer score 1 point. Otherwise, the computer can choose 2, which means I chose scissors. Yep, scissors cut paper. And so we just need to change this to you win. And have the my score changed. Okay, so I know that was a lot of coding, but just take your time and do it slowly and you'll be fine. Next, once we have all of that, we want to broadcast that we change the score. So I'm going to go to Broadcast, Change Score. Okay. Now we only have up to 5, so if the score gets up to 5, we want to reset the whole game. So I'm going to do an if function again, so just an if then. And we're going to do an or. Because if you get 5 or the computer gets 5, we're going to reset the game. So we have our or, and then I'm going to put 2 equal signs in each of those blocks. And one of them is going to be for computer score equals 5. Or my score equals 5. So if either you or the computer get 5 points, we just want to reset. So we're going to set my score to 0 and set computer score to 0. And just keep that all in that nested if statement. And when we're done with that, we just want to hide it. Hide the computer. So it makes its choice and then it hides. And once all that happens, we want to reset for the next game. So I'm going to go to Events and Broadcast, Reset. All right, I know that is a lot of hairy code. And chances are there's probably a bug in there somewhere. But let's go ahead and look. So I'm going to click the green flag. And right now, everything's the way it's supposed to be. My computer is hidden. I don't have the selected sprite showing, but I'm going to go ahead and let's click on rock. So rock crushes scissors. I win. That's what the message told me, and I get a point. So that's pretty good. It's a tie, no points. Rock crushes scissors, computer wins. So we got a point there. So this is the code. I know it's really hairy, but if you just take your time and go step by step and follow the example, you'll do fine. This is also on the Scratch Studio. All this code is, it's just called RPS example fixed. So if you look at that, it'll look really similar. Make sure you save often. And then when you're done, upload it to the studio. If you want, let's just review on how to do that. So click Share. And now I can share it, but you would have to go looking for it. So I'm going to go to my class and find the class. Let's just go ahead and put in this one. And find your studios and find rock, paper, scissors. So we're going to put it in that studio. Then I want to add projects. And we can see it's just right there. So you'd add that project, and then I can see it, and your classmates can see it. It's also a good idea to put this on your own personal studio. So you should have a studio called Portfolio, something like that. Scratch Studio. I don't think I have one for me, but oh, right here. You should have one called Scratch Portfolio with your name. It's a good idea to add all of your projects to that. It will be helpful for you to access them and see what you've done, and for me to access them if I need to grade it. All right, that is it. If you have any questions, let me know. Good luck.